Hey guys, Dustin here. This is Final Fantasy VII. Big thank you to Gamersgate and Gaming 2.0, that's g2po.com, for providing us with this review copy. This is actually my third attempt at recording this quick look. So, holy crap. Hopefully this one is a success. So, Final Fantasy VII. Some people call it the best Final Fantasy ever. Other people give those people the middle finger and say that Final Fantasy VI is better. Some people say Final Fantasy VIII is better. Those people are insane people. So we don't actually count them in the votes. But this game is single-handedly responsible for creating a vast majority of the mindshare for the Sony PlayStation back when it was released. I mean, this came out in '97, so by the time that this came out, there were a few good games already out. But as far as RPGs go, the only other RPG we had before this was Beyond the Beyond. So it's not like we had a whole lot to play. And this early 3D may look kind of ridiculous now. Look at that guy right there walking. Look at his knee joints. Oh my goodness. That animation is something else. But this was freaking mind-blowing back when it came out. It still looks great today, in my opinion. But I personally have a strange attraction to early 3D graphics. I love really grainy, ugly textures. Which there aren't any in this game, actually. Because this PC version is pretty slick looking. So, there are a lot of things that no longer happen in games that happen in this game. Imagine if you're playing The Last of Us, and I've never played this game, so it's not spoilers unless I'm a precog. But imagine if you're playing The Last of Us and you kill an entire family for their resources, and then directly after that, you have to get on a snowboard and snowboard down a rad mountain, or like something really terrible happens, and you and not Ellen Page are talking, and you have to resolve the problem by racing giant birds. It's those kinds of really weird tonal shifts that happen in this game. And they just don't happen that much anymore. Maybe it's just because Japanese RPGs aren't really all that prominent, and when they are released, they're not really what they used to be back when this game came out. Yes, this is the PC version. I am recording this on my Hauppauge HD PVR2, and sorry, I got distracted. I'm recording this on my Hauppauge HD PVR2. I'm actually running a HDMI cord out of my PC into my Hauppauge HD PVR2. I don't know why I have to say the whole thing every time. Branding, that's why. And then an HDMI cord out of that into my television. So I'm playing this on my 40-some inch RCA television. So it looks really great. Another weird thing that doesn't happen anymore is there are like several different versions of Cloud. In that, I mean, like you have the like SD version of him, the super deformed version, that you control throughout a majority of the game, like right now through the map. You have the version of him that you see during fights. You have a version of him that you see during like the CG cutscenes. And you even, what's weird is sometimes during the CG cutscenes, it's actually just a really high-res version of his super deformed model. I think if we get to the part where he jumps on top of the train, then I can show you that. Yeah, there's just some really weird design decisions made, but again, they didn't have anything to reference, so this was unprecedented at the time. I really want to play Final Fantasy VI again. I haven't played it in years. Last time I played it, it was when it was released on the PlayStation 1, so I think that was like 99 or 2000. What was it? Final Fantasy Chronicles, maybe? Chronicles or Origins? Probably Chronicles. I think Origins is 1, 2, and 3? 1, 3, and 4? I forget those I forget how those were separated. Alright, climb in to meet DeBarrett. I think I said DeBarrett. That's because I get tongue-tied sometimes. I also confuse him with DeBrat. Speaking of Final Fantasy VII, if you want something so fantastic, it will blow your freaking mind, check out Mega Ran's Black Materia. It is a hip-hop album about Final Fantasy VII. It essentially tells the story of Final Fantasy VII, set to the music of Final Fantasy VII with a hip-hop beat. It's amazing. Mega Ran just finished Nocturnal Cantata, which is a similar album but for Symphony of the Night. In that that album is freaking crazy good. Two things. He just said robo-guards. That's rad. And second, I think he just tried to clench his gun fist. So that probably didn't work very much. Maybe he like spun it up without actually firing any rounds. Final Fantasy IX was a really good game. I think the story was a retread of, was it 5? It was another Final Fantasy where you were like, you were Goku actually. You came from another world and you were actually supposed to destroy it, but you end up saving it. It's pretty much that story, but I'm sure that wasn't the first, so don't try and flame me in the comments if you think that that's what I think, because that's not what I think, so chill out. Step away from the keyboard, put the exclamation marks away. I forget. I can't remember if I have to wait for a tutorial before I can equip materia, because I just can't figure it out yet. I'm thinking I have to wait for a tutorial, like after we get to the bar. Set us up the bomb. So they had 4 offshoots of Final Fantasy VII. They followed the pattern AC, BC, CC, and DC. And that was, Advent Children was AC. And I liked Advent Children. It was a really pretty movie, although the story was kind of crap. And it could have been fleshed out a little bit more, but I haven't seen the like director's cut version of it. What was BC? I don't remember what BC was. I think it was an anime based on the like him and Zack doing their thing. I think maybe I'm misremembering that, or it was a cell phone game in Japan. See, CC was Crisis Core, the PSP game, which starred Zack. And that, I actually own a copy. I've never played it, but I've heard good things about it. People really enjoyed it. He's gonna put his tail up. He did indeed. Too bad Final Fantasy isn't as good as it used to be. Alright, first boss down. They totally added achievements to this game. One thing I always thought was a little weird was the fact that you change guns so quickly, or weapons rather, and like I had a friend who was watching me play this. I was like 3/4 of the way through, and I was almost near the end, and he saw me playing this, and he was like, "Oh man, you're near the end. Maybe you're gonna get that freaking huge sword that he's always carried in the artwork." And I always thought that was weird because, you know, he's always carrying his Buster Sword. It's kind of his trademark. You see that, you know exactly who that belongs to. And you get rid of it so quickly at the beginning of the game. You would think that they would either use the Omni-Slash sword or maybe the Buster Sword would be the ultimate weapon at the end. Of course, I guess I'd have to rework the story that way, because you kind of inherit that from Zack when he kicks off. Freaking back attack, man. When I first played well, not the first time, but I would say the second time I played it. Well, no, that's still not accurate. The second time that I picked it up, I'd beaten the game, and I'd left my save data, and just later I came back, and I got all the guys up to level 99. I got Knights of the Round up to master level materia. Oh, I even beat Emerald Weapon. I never beat Ruby Weapon. I never figured that out. But that was long before YouTube was a thing, so I could probably beat it now. That was one thing I always thought was cool about the Final Fantasy games, is they did, if you were willing to put in the time, then you could get to some bosses that were pretty crazy. Like even in Final Fantasy VIII, you could fight Alpha and Omega weapons. And even in Final Fantasy VIII, you could it was almost like an achievement, because you could go in your options menu and see, hey, you beat Omega Weapon, you're the greatest player ever. And I wasn't really, I just bought the strategy guide. Should see us going, man. She wasn't even in the elevator. Well, it cracks me up that they waited for me to come in here before they even opened the doors here. So 5 minutes left. Came in there doing cheetah flips. Let's see if we can't get to that train real quick. I guess this has really different implications with you going around and bombing stuff nowadays, with terrorism being such a well, some people would say that it's kind of today's witch hunt. At the same time, it's kind of a real threat, but not as much as people want to claim it is. I guess that's not really a conversation for Final Fantasy VII. Quick look on YouTube. Alright, here we go. See, it's this little SD version. That's so weird. It makes me wonder if that was like early development, and they were never going to be anything but these kind of characters, these super deformed characters. And as they went along, they decided that, hey, why not make them look freaking awesome in some of the cutscenes? Who's with her permanent O face? Creeping me out. Is that the guy who controls Kate Sith? Can't remember. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna cut it here. We're hitting about the 25-minute mark. Thank you so much for watching. Please show us some love by throwing us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And I will catch you next video.